you and I can argue all day long, right? Many of us have been very vocal. I have to admit I've disagreed with some people and have been pretty straightforward about my opinions. But there is one thing that is very, very true. At the end of the day, no matter what side you are on, you will not change anyone's mind if you do not come to them in love and with compassion. It's very easy to argue opinions, super easy. It's quite honestly gratifying in the moment to spout your opinions and point the finger. You know, it feels good in the moment, and then later on it just kind of leaves you feeling restless and agitated and like you didn't really accomplish anything that was good. And so I guess an example of that, like, okay, I can give you an example. If you want to change a conservative's opinion, and it has to do with the political climate and what happened to Charlie Kirk, then I suggest you go to them and say, hey, I am so sorry about the passing of Charlie Kirk. I know he meant a great deal to you. He was a well-spoken man. He really did influence a lot of people, and I'm really sorry that he's gone. The assassination should have never have happened. So, as you can see by my example, it's not like, oh, you know, Charlie Kirk was just everything and amazing. I'm just giving you a practical example. If you want a conservative to hear your opinion and to really receive what you have to say, you have to come with love and kindness. And the same goes for a liberal. And as you probably already know by now, I am conservative, so I don't have the best grasp on this, but what I'm discerning right now are a lot of liberals are feeling very afraid and very anxious. And I think they're terrified of not having a voice in politics, not having a voice in the future, not having a voice on really important issues. So if I were to try to have a meaningful discussion with a liberal, I would start it out by saying, look, I'm really sorry about all the anxiety and the stress you feel right now. And I am sorry for anyone from my political party that has insulted you and just railed against you and threatened you and made you feel bad or inferior or not like a good Christian. That's kind of, that's literally how I would begin the conversation. And this is not like a blanket statement for all conservatives or all liberals. You know, there's plenty of conservatives that aren't angry and hateful right now, and there's plenty of liberals that are not angry and hateful right now. But we all know that the media on both sides has been fairly inflammatory. I mean, they exist to get a reaction. Let's just be honest. Media in general, what is it? It's to say things, to poke people and prod them into giving them a reaction, or prod them into clicking on, you know, the footage to see what they have to say and to like get them riled up. So I just, and one thing I wish I could tell churches and, you know, prophetic voices, and I'm not even sure where I stand when it comes to prophetic voices and how that works after Christ's death and resurrection. I feel like there's a lot of prophetic voices out there that are trying to be like the Old Testament prophets, and it doesn't quite set well with me, because there's a lot of people out there speaking as if they're infallible and that they're just 100% accurate and God himself spoke, and if you disagree, that's too bad because this is the word of the Lord. So I just want to put it out there, and I don't know if I'm going to get criticized for that. I mean, I believe in you know, the fivefold ministry. There's prophecy, teachers, evangelists. Like, I totally get that, apostles. But I don't quite feel like the church has it correct when people rise up as prophets and try to like correct nations and correct like a whole people group. Stuff like that. I'm still wrestling through what that means and what that looks like, because we know in the Old Testament You know, the prophets were the ones who heard the voice of the Lord. People, just generally speaking, were not hearing God's voice. God spoke through the prophets. So when they did speak, it was weighty and it was accurate, and things happened. I feel like nowadays, I don't know, there's a lot of prophetic voices just thinking that they're very weighty and accurate, and it's just like, I'm not sure about that. So that's my 2 cents about that. So basically, you know, if you want to just keep arguing and just keep poking and prodding people, then, you know, you have the freedom to do so. But if you're really trying to change minds and get people to listen to you, then you're going to have to come in with a little more compassion and humility. I mean, when I'm emotional and I'm worked up, I am probably, my humility is the first to go. I'll be honest. Like, when I see something that really ticks me off and someone make a really broad statement and they're trying to put me in a box and like accuse me of things or whatnot, that, like, my humility is like the first to go. Can we all just admit that? Like, when we're upset, humility is the first to go. And then for me, what leaves secondly is compassion. I can get really sharp with my words if I want to. And which is interesting. Why I don't know if I should even say this, but I've told my husband throughout the years, please don't ever be a pastor or get into leadership, because I just don't have tolerance for drama or passive aggressive crap, and I will call people out, and it's like all diplomacy leaves, and I'm just like, yeah. I just speak my mind. So since I'm a nobody, so to speak, I just want to say it out to like all the established, I don't even know. I got to be careful what I say. Maybe I'll retract what I was just going to say. But I want to tell everybody, you know, people in powerful positions in the church, mostly because I'm in the church. I just want to say that we will not truly receive what you have to say unless there's compassion and humility in what you're saying. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments if you agree with that or not. I know that there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time to be strong. There's a time to mourn, kind of like the book of Ecclesiastes says. But I'm just saying in general, if you're looking at an individual, like, you know, the holidays are coming up, family's going to be coming around, I would not even say anything if you can't look at the other individual as an equal and as a human first, and not just as a political party. Because I know personally, I will not receive anything you have to say. If you're coming at me trying to change my mind, I just will not receive it unless you come at me with humility. I've actually been able to receive correction from a couple of people that, you know, they just started with humility and grace. And then it's just like your heart opens. Like, God made our hearts to connect in that way. My heart will be open. And that's the thing for me. It's like, I'm calling myself out because there's a flaw that I have when I'm emotionally triggered. There just is. And like I said, it's like the humility leaves first, then the compassion goes. And the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, kindness, patience, self-control. And I think perseverance is the other one. But it's like, yeah, it's time to check out once the fruit of the Spirit starts going away. And I'm being honest. I'm calling myself out, but I'm hoping to call out other people in the church as well. If you come at me without humility and compassion, I'm not going to give an ounce of, I'm not going to receive what you have to say. If it's semi-humble, I'll let the comment slide. But if it's just downright disrespectful or rude, or you're assuming things, then yeah, that's not going to fly. So I'm just encouraging all the conservatives out there to try to be the voice of peace and the voice of reason, because the media is just having a heyday, and it's so disgusting to me. And I've been agitated by the media, and I'm just done with it. Even conservative media, I'm like, I stopped following several conservative voices because they left me agitated and restless. And I'm like, why am I getting agitated and restless when I live way over here? I have my tiny little life, my tiny little sphere of influence, and I need to mind my own business, and I need to pray. You know what I mean? How does it help anything to get all mad and fearful and, they're going to take over the world and there's going to be nothing left? And it's just like, that is not intelligent, and that is just not helpful. So I don't know. I'm curious what people think about this. So